Ring you, Christopher Browell. Hello? Hello? Hi, Chris. I ended the call. Let's do it again.
This is the Vodafone voicemail service for 07762471196. Please leave a message after the tone. When you finish recording, please hang up or press the hash key for more options.
Yes, hello, Mr. Browell. It's Mr. Hussain here. How are we doing, Chris? I see that you picked up the phone and then chose not to speak. And then as soon as I started saying Chris, you put the phone down on me. What's all that about? I mean, this is not your private number, is it? This is a work number, and I'm ringing you on a work matter, particularly relating to pertaining to my brother Talib. So why would you not answer the phone? Because you've received instructions not to answer the phone, haven't you? That's the bottom line. Is that you've obviously been off holiday and returned back to work today. I've rang you up. You picked up the phone and then just simply realizing it was me, and put the phone down on me. So you are still my brother's social worker, and why are you refusing to engage with me now? What's the problem? I'm obviously keen to see my brother. I've only saw him a month ago nearly. I saw him on the 3rd of June. We're now on the 1st of July, and yeah, nearly a month ago. And then subsequently, you've all colluded and conspired to prevent me from speaking to my brother any further. There is no police bail in place. There is obviously a police investigation still ongoing. May I add, a contrived and fraudulent and malicious and vindictive police investigation underway to further destabilize me and my brother. But ultimately, there's nothing preventing me legally from seeing or speaking to my brother, and hence you've had to concoct a situation or a scenario which is now all falling apart. Because the reality is that there's nothing. I've not done anything untoward, and your care manager is looking to pull up and making mountains out of molehills in order to, in order to prevent me from speaking to my brother. I believe there was supposed to be a best interest or multi-agency meeting on the 21st of June. I don't know what's happened about. I've not received an outcome to that. No doubt you're still plotting and planning and conspiring to torture and murder both my brother and myself and into this situation that you've created. All I'm asking you to do is just speak to me. What's the problem? You spoke when Talib was in my care previously. You were quite happy to speak to me on the telephone because you, the local authority, needed to ensure that and monitor me whilst you looked to inflict tyranny and oppression against me, knowing the fact that I was going to go through carer burnout. As you can appreciate and as you can understand and now appreciate that I don't suffer from carer burnout no matter how long you take. I'm a very persistent and vigilant person, and that's why ultimately was you looking to sabotage my caring role by removing all the money, then removing all the services, and then continuing to antagonize me and getting all my family members siblings involved in order to poison and murder us. Also, you can continue this contrivance of yours. So the bottom line remains is that I'm still here. I'm still my brother's next of kin and nearest relative. You've not removed me as nearest relative, have you? You tried that as a local authority in 2018. I remain my brother's nearest relative, and now the question of who's his next of kin has arisen because the care manager seems to believe I'm not his next of kin. Then if I'm not his next of kin, then who is? Are you his next of kin now? How did you become his next of kin? You do not have the legal authority to act as any regarding making any decisions regarding his health and welfare. You have got no legal authority to do so. What makes you has to think that you got the legal authority to do so by telling lies to the police to have him abducted from my care? You may have fraudulently and criminally procured a capacity assessment. You may have fraudulently criminally procured his deputyship for property and finances, but property and finances is not health and welfare, and it concerns me that you're medicating my brother without his consent and without his permission and poisoning him. And no doubt you've given him diabetes in order to ensure that he can end his life prematurely, that he just died of diabetes. diabetes. That's the reality that you're continue to contrive. So why are you refusing to engage with me? What's the problem? I mean, I'm trying to speak to you. I'm trying to find, get some closure. You're giving instructions to the care manager Tracy at the Sunningdale care home, which is now effectively acting as a private prison to torture and to torture my brother and hold him against his will. All I'm asking you to do is just give me a simple explanation. What legal framework have you used to come and kidnap my brother from my care, and I've now been holding him for 11 months? What have you used? You can't just simply come down and say, oh, few words: neglect, abuse. We're a local authority. Get your henchmen, the police, to come and arrest me and put me into this situation. I'm sending daily email messages to the police to ask to engage with me. Also, who are refusing to engage with me. Everybody seems to be affected by my domestic policy of recording conversations I'm involved in, and I think it's only right for my protection and safety that I do record calls I'm involved in, independently from the lies, to prevent the lies and deceptions that you keep on peddling as a local authority. So yes, of course I've been recording things, and I've been very open and transparent about this. And so why have you then instructed Tracy not to speak to me on the telephone to answer those questions and forcing me to write things down? I'm asking a simple question: who's my brother's next of kin? Who's his nearest relative? Who's the greatest stakeholder in his welfare other than me? Who is it? There's nobody else. You, the local authority, are clearly acting with malfeasance and malevolence and fraud and deception and corruption. So it can't be you. I'm my brother's. You've taken my brother from my care, put him in a gulag of institution, and are now sitting back and torturing us. Well, as you look to torture us, there is clearly consequences to you financially for doing so. Claiming to be a city of culture whilst looking to imprison and torture people is completely horrendous, and I'm very concerned regarding the quality of care my brothers are receiving. You had always the ability to come down with the police and see my brother, as you had done as a local authority many times previously. I'm reminding myself that even in 2021, you had come down several times with the police to come and check up on my brother. We're really concerned about him. Well, I'm really concerned about my
15 seconds recording time remaining.
Well, now I'm really concerned about my brother, and you won't even let me speak to him or see him. So how can that be that when you're concerned, you can come down with the police at any time that you like and visit and see Talib, and yet I can't even see him, and yet I'm very concerned about him. Why can't I not speak to him on the telephone now? You're preventing me from even speaking to him on the telephone because
your recording time has expired. To leave your message, press 1. To review message sent.